Hello. As you can see, it's pretty quiet here this evening. Normally this time of year we'd be holding our in-person Gala Reach for the Stars. This room would be filled with at least 250 people here to celebrate both Reach and the Reach Foundation. Obviously, we're living in unprecedented times with the pandemic, and so we've had to improvise, and this year we're going to be providing the Gala in virtual format. Appreciate you taking the time to tune in. My name is Adrian Clens. I'm the Executive Director for the Reach Foundation. As I mentioned, we'll be doing something a little bit different this year. We're going to be hearing from some of the key players at Reach Incorporated, the new CEO, Todd Breaker, some of the program directors. You'll see some footage of the Reach program so that you can better understand the wonderful work that Reach Incorporated does for our community. And then you'll have an opportunity to hear from some of the parents. This gala is our largest fundraiser of the year. Our goal for this year was to raise $25,000. And admittedly, it's going to be a challenge doing it in a virtual format, and that's where we'll need your help. Also tonight, we'll talk about ways that you can give to the Reach Foundation so that we can help Reach Incorporated continue their valuable program. We're also very pleased to have a lot of great local talent. We have 4 local musicians that have donated their time and their talent to entertain you. So stay tuned, grab yourself a beverage, maybe something to eat, because if you were here, we would be doing that. And hopefully you'll learn some wonderful things about Reach Incorporated and the Reach Foundation. And I, again, ask you to consider giving so that we can continue to support these valuable programs. Thank you. I had an opportunity to speak to some of the key members of Reach Incorporated. Let's take a moment and have them introduce themselves.
I'm Todd Breaker. My position is CEO of Reach.
Ann Wolver, and my title is Vice President of Operations.
Please.
Janet Black, Assistant Director.
I'm Dennis Van Blumen. I've been a board member for over 10 years.
I'm Ben Michael. I am the board chair for the Reach Foundation.
I'm Kelly Snyder. I work with Security Health Plan in the Marshfield Clinic Health System.
What got me into this field was years ago when I was a young guy. My family was heavily involved in Special Olympics programs back in the 70s and early 80s. My father was a teacher and felt it was really important that this was something that was offered to the community. My sister was somebody who participated in these events and activities, and so me being a couple years younger, I naturally just became part of it as well. So getting involved in all aspects of making sure that we were doing activities with people that were meaningful and helping them do sports, which is something I love too. So I was able to do that since my early teens into early adulthood and really got involved in that, which then led to getting involved with other things in the community that help support people. So helping them with jobs and living arrangements and supporting their overall community needs. As I started to get older, I just naturally got more involved in those things.
We're here to provide a service for our members and help them reach their goals, but I think what really happens is they feed us, and they're giving us a service by being better human beings.
I do. I have a good history with Hand in Hand. Both of my children have been there. They're both school agers at this point, and so but they were started as infants. it's bittersweet. It's nice to see all the infants coming in, and then you have those same feelings that the parents have when those kiddos that you saw as an infant that you received go off to kindergarten or go to school. You share those emotions with those families. You make those connections as well. What has kept me at Reach all these years? The relationships that you develop here. Our members are amazing. Their families are great. The networking you do.
Dennis, your daughter Gretchen attends Reach. How long has she been a member here at Reach?
She's been attending Reach for 17 years. She started out right after high school, had a nice transition period for about 2 weeks. I came every day that she was in that transition period, and I would sit off in another room and see how she was adjusting, and she adapted really well.
I'm the oldest of 3 boys, and my middle brother has Down syndrome. So I have always been kind of involved in that capacity with people with special needs. I partnered and participated with different Special Olympic sports through most of my high school career. At the time, the basketball program had a peer coach both on the floor at the same time, which was one of my favorite experiences because you got to both play basketball, which is one of my favorite aspects, but then help facilitate the abilities of the athletes well, within their own skill sets, which was a lot of fun. And as I transitioned to Eau Claire, I both was away from Jeff and my brother Jeff, and also away from the comfort of the Special Olympics team that I had been with. So it was really seeking out an opportunity to find a new thing like the Reach Foundation. I was pretty thankful for that.
I got involved with Reach when my son Jacob started to have seizures, and I noticed some developmental delays in his early years of life. The current daycare services that he was in didn't want to continue taking on those challenges that came about. I needed a place that I trusted and really felt that Jacob was in good hands, and so that's how I got involved with Reach. I thought it was very important for me to be involved and get involved with Reach and help support Reach throughout these years, because I knew I had challenges down the line, being a young mother and didn't know anything about disabilities and what was to come. So it really helped me grow and to realize what I had to plan for, in fact, for Jacob throughout the years.
So we'll hear more from the Reach staff later, but let's kick it off with some entertainment. Our first artist tonight is Ben Shaw, and he'll be performing a song for you.
Hey everyone, I'm Ben Shaw, and I'm honored to be a part of this virtual gala. Thanks for coming. Unfortunately, due to the COVID situation, we can't be together, but I hope this song will bridge the space between us. It's called Eau Claire Foo. Pulling on my heartstrings, land of blue and gold, memories blowing to the east, stifled by the cold. A piece of me held on tight, scarecrow in the wind, hoping I could find a way to return to you again. Wish there were a space between us, 1,000 miles of dusty road. Hollywood sweet companion, all at home the clothes that I own. Blowing the breeze of autumn, whispers in the trees, a shivering grin held within the colors begin to see. Black and white horizon, that you knew, I'll be coming back to you. The road keeps on coming, avalanche subside. Southern mountain windows down, bring me in to smile. Winter in the rearview, peace is dying breath. Fields of green, you the seeds of wishes we have had. Wish there were a space between us, 1,000 miles of dusty road. Hollywood, sweet behind you, darling, hold me close. Crazy love, crazy love, crazy love, crazy love, crazy love, crazy love, crazy love. Crazy love, 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 crazy love.
What it means to be Eau Claire's own is just that. We are Eau Claire's own.
We live here, we care about what's going on.
We live in this community too, so we want to make sure we bring you the most up-to-date news of the day.
We're focused on the community. Just saying Eau Claire's own kind of speaks for itself that
We're going to do the hard work to bring you the important stories.
we are focused on what is impacting you right here in Eau Claire.
We're working for you.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Justin Esterly.
I'm Katie Fernutton.
I'm Stephanie Rodriguez. Thanks for watching Eau Claire's own News 18 Daybreak.
This is the 5th year of our Reach for the Stars Gala. As I mentioned, it's our biggest fundraiser of the year. When we created the gala, we wanted to showcase the artistic talents of our members. As a result, we brought in groups like the Special Angels and Hearts in Harmony, who are community organizations that showcase youth who are disabled performing, singing, dancing. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic this year, we weren't able to do this in person. So we wanted to show you some footage of previous year's experience. Fingers crossed we'll be here together next year and we'll be able to have one of those groups back performing.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Long about a Saturday night. Yeah. Rubbed up, just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was alright.
I found Hand in Hand. Their slogan is a place for all children. And it was important to me because when I was touring Hand in Hand, I noticed several different children with disabilities of all ranges, and it warmed my heart. It really did. I knew that my child was going to be in good hands, knowing that they take on children with disabilities.
My role over there, I went over, I was the assistant director for a little bit, and then I am now their billing coordinator. Hand in Hand serves anywhere from 6 weeks old to 12 years old.
Okay, and do you have a sense of like how many kids are there at any given time, just a ballpark?
Sure, right now we have 80 families and gives us about 125 children at this moment.
Okay.
So I think Hand in Hand, what sets it apart is we're all inclusive. Everybody is welcome in REACH programs, and that has stayed true to our daycare facility as well. And so what that means is children with disabilities, all of us are together.
So here at Heimstead, we provide two services, pre-vocational services and day services. So pre-vocational services focus on individuals with disabilities wanting to have an integrated job in the community at a competitive pay rate, but they have some barriers in order to be successful in that. So we're providing on-the-job, paid training, real-life skills so that they can then use those to get the job. So things like communication, problem solving, being a part of a team, things like showing up on time, interviewing, all those kinds of things that we don't necessarily think about that our folks really struggle with. And so that's what we're doing in our pre-voc department. In our day services, that is an opportunity for folks to get out of their home, be with their peers, and explore the world, expand their knowledge of the world around them. And that can be educationally based, hobby based, and just simply fun. So that's what we do here, and most of the folks that attend REACH do both, and they're getting the best of both worlds then. Supported Employment Services is super exciting. I'm actually learning a lot, and I'm really excited about what they're doing over there. And they're like the next step after pre-voc. So they're actually out there meeting with employers, meeting with HR directors. They have a caseload, folks that are ready to take that next step to help them make a resume, fill out applications, do interviews, and get the job. So the job coaches then are set in place to meet the members' needs so that they can get the training. If they need specialized equipment, they can identify that and work with the employer to make those accommodations. And then sometimes they start out and they're there the whole time, and then as the person becomes acclimated to the work environment, gets to know their coworkers, gets comfortable, knows what their daily routine is, those job coaches can back off, and that's when the real success happens, is when they're able to go to work and be a part of that team and not have this outside entity.
The importance of the clients to at least have the opportunity to work out in the community is because of some of them have some great abilities. And I know when I see adults with disabilities working out in the communities, such as a grocery store or even a restaurant, and that it warms my heart to know that they're out there and they are employed. by our employers of this area, this community. And it's important that they are able to do so. My son, who does not have the ability to work out in the community with an employer, does have that opportunity to come to REACH and get pre-vocational services. And because of that, I mean, he's proud of some of the things that he does, even if it's simple shredding for REACH, putting a sticker on envelopes for an employer. It's something that it gives him that pride, and he loves doing that repetition. And so I just love it that he's able to do that.
As laws change, as our community changes, as stereotypes are starting to melt away and things like that, it's really the community that we belong in and that we reach out to, and they reach out to us too. So our support and employment services goes into these businesses, they employ our members. As a result, we're a tight network over here. So you have a restaurant employing one of our members, and then you have all of us as staff going to that restaurant to support that member in that business then. So it's really a return on your investment too. So Helen's House we created in 2007. We were looking for a spot. We had this group of older individuals that were in our pre-vocational area. We really didn't know what to do with them after a while. They were retirement age, and still wanting to come to REACH, still wanting to be a part of something, not wanting to work anymore. So the house became available across the street from REACH. That's really what started it. It was close. We started with a group of 5 people over there, and then I went over there about 3 months after it opened, and we grew to 14 people. At that point, we needed to open another facility. So Helen's House was created to be a low stimulating environment. Individuals get a little more one-on-one, two-on-one. More client choice is kind of our theory there. They get to design their day. They get options. Staff come there with a couple ideas and what they think would be a good day, and then the members get to choose what they'd like to do from there. And it's really member driven. So before the pandemic, we were able to get in the community a little bit more, take our members out. They love being out, going to the parks, going to stores, going to restaurants, getting ice cream, all those kind of things. Right now, we're limiting that outing. We're still getting to the parks and still going outside, but our program has become more hobby-based, academic choices and within our own means.
At Helen's House specifically, I don't remember the man's name. There was one man that just loved baseball cards, and it was an exceptional experience to just sit down and talk with him and just see how passionate he was about baseball cards. And I got to share that with them, and then share that like I would be able to provide technology that they could do different videos, maybe watch a baseball game if they wanted to in the facility, now that we provided them with some technology there that they didn't have before. So it was a nice connection that we were able to kind of share. And that was just one of them. I got more than that over the experience.
Here's our next performer, Lucas Fisher. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Lucas Fisher. I was asked by Reach for the Stars to give them a song for for their gala. The song's called "The Road She Takes." Road she takes can't be bought, you gotta find it within. Her only hope of not getting lost if she stops to get on in. About 5 o'clock she'll get fired up and she might push me away. Only thing I can do is surprise her and stay. All we got is the time we got. I hope you have a friend. All we got is the time we got, and I hope you have a friend. All we got is the time we got, and I hope you have a friend. When she gets to traveling, well, I hope she takes me along. There's always a new road to drive, and I'm glad to be gone. We'll often find a small town with a cozy little inn. Make a drink and we start to talk, and I can't hold back a grin. All we got is the time we got. I hope you have a friend. All we got is the time we got, and I hope you have a friend. All we got is the time we got, and I hope you have a friend. Everything seems perfect, but that only lasts a while. Goes away and we find it again, and I can't forget her smile. She drive right on through the night with a coffee in her hand. She drive right on into my heart and make it whole again.
Thank you. I don't know about you, but I think it's time for a bathroom break. So go ahead and hit pause, use the bathroom, maybe grab something out of your fridge. We'll meet back here in a second. Well, they talk about the importance of washing your hands. All right, so you ready to get back to things? This might be a good time to check out the silent auction or the information about ways you can donate.
I think everyone should understand that we're all one day away, like one bad day away from having a disability. And most of us have some limitations or something that is just difficult for us to do. And if we can support each other and help each other out, I think there's a lot to be gained by that. I also would love to see employers open their minds a little and open up to the idea of employing someone with a disability, because this is a really rich pool of candidates that just is sitting there waiting to do work, and we know our folks are amazing employees and they show up and they're excited to have a job and they're grateful for the opportunity. We all form our identities around often what we do for work, and so it's fulfilling both ways.
I think what people really need to know about REACH is that we are a local agency that is very interested in meeting the needs of our community. We are right here in this area. We are not from a different state. We're right here and we're providing service to our neighbors and the people we know. We're all within an arm's stretch of who we are here. You know, I'd like to hear from anybody. So I'm just a CEO that strives to hear from our customer all the time. And I think that's something that is really important as well.
What I think people don't always understand is just the multifaceted nature of the services and programs that REACH provides. They're very broad, right? REACH has the day services at Selma House. They have the support employment program, support employment services, excuse me. And there's also the various programs here at Heinstead that are extremely diverse, both from, we have the mail packing, we have the hygiene and other programs about personal care and whatnot, that I think it's just very broad, that folks might not understand that how much Reach does for the people that come here and how much they enable them to be the adults that they want to be, and how important that is to having those individuals and those people that are patrons really have that self-worth and want to continue to come and show up and participate in the community. And I think for me, I very much want to continue to foster that mindset so that the community can understand how important that is to the overall success of us all, and not just a place for folks with special needs to go.
I think that's one of the problems. People don't know much about us. And we try to get publicity out. We try to get the things out. I think that it's a really caring, safe place for people. And where there are some people, like my daughter, that need this place. They're not going to go out and work. They're not going to wait tables somewhere. They're not going to wash dishes somewhere. But it's a safe, caring place, and they have fun, and they're not just sitting around watching TV, although they like doing that once in a while too. I think part of it is it's kind of like a moment of peace, that I know where she is, I know she's in good hands, and she's enjoying it. And that's kind of a peaceful thing for a parent, that you're always worried about what's happening. Because Gretchen's nonverbal, so she can't come home and tell me, oh, this happened or didn't happen at Reach today. So it's nice to be able to trust the people, and I've known the people. Some of them have been working at Reach longer than Gretchen's been here, so that's really nice.
Some of the important things that I think that the public should know about Reach is that it is a full-service program. I don't know if people realize that, but it is really a full-service program that helps the adults and children with disabilities to be out in the community, be involved in this community. Those that are able to work, we help them find jobs in the community. Those that are unable to actually work out in the community can do pre-vocational services through Reach. They can attend classes. My son gets science classes, art classes, music classes. So it's a full spectrum that Reach provides to the community.
It's time for more entertainment. Let's hear from Anastasia.
Turn my back to the wind to catch my breath before I start off again. Driven on without a moment to spend, to pass an evening with a drink and a friend. I let my skin get too thin, I'd like to pause, no matter what I pretend. Like some pilgrim who learns to transcend, learns to live as if each step was the end. Time stands still, I'm not looking back, but I want to look around me. Time stands still, see more of the people and the places that surround me now. Time stands still, freeze this moment a little bit longer, make each sensation a little bit stronger. Experience slips away, experience slips my face to the sun. Close my eyes and let my defenses down. All those wounds that I can't get unwound. I let my past go too fast. No time to pause. If I could slow it all down, like some captain whose ship runs aground, I can wait until the tide comes around. Time stands still. I'm not looking back 'cause I want to look around me. Time stands still. Some more of the people and the places that surround me now. Time stands still. Freeze this moment a little bit longer. Make each sensation a little bit stronger. Make each impression a little bit stronger. Freeze this moment a little bit longer. The innocence slips away. The innocence slips away. Time stands still. Not looking back, but I want to look around me. Time stands still. Some more of the people and the places that surround me now. Summer's going fast, now it's growing colder. Children growing up, old friends growing older. Freeze this moment a little bit longer. Make each sensation a little bit stronger. Experience slips away. Experience slips away. The innocence slips away.
Yes, I love it. That was good.
Yeah. This is Chase.
Take one.
Took the lead.
Somebody's heart.
This has been kind of my goal all along, or where my career path, where I've wanted to lead to, was being the leader of an organization that has a lot of the things I've already done, and then be able to kind of be part of that process as we move forward in our growth here at Reach.
I see some great things. There's a couple of areas that we're exploring. One of them is to kind of look at the concept of Reach Industries, having more employment opportunities for the people that come to Reach. Given their physical challenges, how can we design businesses that will take advantage of that and do some things? So we have about 5 different business ideas we're working on right now.
There's a lot of there's a lot of unmet needs in the community. As our folks are starting to be more independent in the community, there are some needs and supports they need to do that. And so we know things like housing, transportation, food insecurity are real things for a lot of folks who have disabilities, but also want to be independent and live on their own. So there's a lot of opportunity there to create new services to support folks to do that. We also know that we want to grow, we want to expand. There's gaps in children's services, which is children with disabilities, and we haven't quite got there yet. But we also know, again, food insecurities, homelessness, mental health, and so we're hoping to do a lot of that.
So I was very excited to be able to join a board, and specifically the Reach Board, because that was my first nonprofit experience. I didn't really know what I was getting into necessarily, but what I found very quickly was that there's so much happening, and you need to kind of be creative and go down a path of a certain direction. And we weren't necessarily not doing that. We were definitely doing positive movement, but I felt like there was always an opportunity for us to do a little bit more, be more creative, or think outside the box. So as I took on the chair opportunity this past year, and now we're 1 year into that, I've really been thankful for you and I and the rest of the board to be open to new ways to do things, creative opportunities, expanding some of the ways that we involve the patrons of Reach in the Reach Foundation's efforts to bring community awareness. Because where I think people can understand to a certain extent the function that an operation like Reach Inc. provides, you don't truly understand the impact it has on the people until you've met the people, and you understand that what their courses, what their daytime offerings can do. So my vision really is inclusive of bringing the community and the patrons together, so that Reach is not a place for them to go, it's a launch pad for them to get into the community, and community to get in and be in partnership with the patrons.
Some of the challenges are trying to work with some of the current structure with COVID-19, social distancing, and things that make employment a little bit more challenging, especially for our populations that we're supporting. But I think overall, just the challenges of making sure that we are providing a quality service, one that adds value for people that are a customer, one that is value enough for the people who help pay us to do that, can see that we're providing a good quality service. Those challenges are always out there. To make sure that we're getting the kind of resources we need to be able to keep doing a good job.
I've seen the Reach change over these years with a lot of positive changes. And one of the things that really grabbed me was when the Reach building burnt down a few years ago, and made me realize what a family we really are. Even between the board members, the employees, and the clients. They had the clients in different programs within a few days from that fire after losing their building completely. And it just made me realize how important this organization is to the community and to the clients of Eau Claire in the servicing area.
We'd like to see the staff that we have hired here stay here, work here for a long time, see a career path that they feel is good for them and their family. But that's the biggest challenge, is being able to support our employees in a manner where they get a good job for them too. So I think that's one of the issues. The next part is just making sure that we have the proper resources or facility and things that are required to be able to provide those services. And that's where not all the time the funding that we get actually pays for that. So we are always looking for additional resources or additional ways to generate revenue to help us continue the good work that we've been doing.
But I'm hoping to transition to spend more of my time with the Reach Foundation and the fundraising side there. I have a background in writing grants, so I think I might be able to help there.
I'm a collaborative person, teamwork orientated person. So I would like to see that what we do as a culture of employees is make sure that we take care of each other, and that the employees then take care of the customer in that same manner. We're a team, we will succeed together, and as long as we continue to communicate and know what our objectives are, we will always meet those objectives. So that's my style. I've been dedicated to this customer for the last 30 plus years, and that's not going to change. I remember everything from when I was 10 and 12 and helping with Special Olympics and the different things that parents and people talked about and what they enjoy and what they don't enjoy about being part of something. So it just doesn't leave me. And so going through this COVID is a challenge, but ultimately we know that people still want to get a job in the community, and they want to be supported, and they want their choice in how they can be supported in the way that they want. And so that never changes, no matter what some of the challenges are for us, whether they're resource challenges or whether they're COVID challenges. We're going to always keep trying to meet those needs and listen to that customer and keep moving forward.
Hi folks, my name's Michael Perry. Mike, really. It's only Michael on my books, or if I'm in trouble with my mom. I want to thank you for what you're doing. Your organization has actually touched members of my own family. So it's my pleasure to share with you a little piece. I was asked to read something, and I thought, as long as you're having a virtual gala, because none of us can travel and gather up together, I'll read a piece about traveling and gathering up together. It's from a book I got coming out shortly, and it's called Safe Travels. This morning I sat beside my suitcase in the lobby of a big city hotel, waiting for a ride to the airport. Nearby, a group of people bid each other goodbye as their individual rides arrived. They interacted with a familiar and friendly air, but there were no hugs or demonstrations of affection that would indicate they were family. Rather, it seemed they were dispersing from a work-related event. One by one, as each member departed, a woman who seemed somehow central to the crew sent them on their way with the phrase, "Safe travels." They were a populous bunch, so she uttered the words again and again. Shortly, I began hearing the phrase as mantra and drifted down a pleasant wormhole of reflection. I remember adopting the phrase "safe travels" a few years ago, using it when a departure seemed grander or more significant than usual and deserving of more than the standard "see you later" favored by my immediate family. Safe travels, on the other hand, has a more sweeping, mythic feel. It also has the tone of something I'd have picked up at a youth hostel while backpacking around Europe in the days when I was working hard at becoming more cosmopolitan. This line of thinking led me to consider other forms of farewell, starting with that very word. Who in our day and age can say farewell without feigning a desperate swoon? Perhaps I'm an immature goon. Your common and basic goodbye always leaves me a shade nervous, what with its intimations of finality. Bye, on the other hand, may take parting too lightly, and uttered carelessly may sound dismissive. Godspeed, it seems to me, should be reserved for persons embarking on especially critical or noble missions, as a posthumous honorific, or specifically humorous occasions. For instance, when your neighbor Donnie decides to root out that septic tank problem once and for all. Godspeed. I have learned that my Spanish-speaking relatives favor ciao over adios when it's time to hit the road. As I understand it, this is a matter of informality. Speaking of informality, I enjoy a nice catch you on a flip-flop every now and then, if for no other reason than to recall the memory of the man who taught it to me, my Uncle Stan, the long-haul trucker. And perhaps my favorite valediction? The one the farmers of my youth uttered time and time again when milking time drew nigh. Well, I suppose. Shortly thereafter, off we would go. Well, not so shortly, as where I'm from, goodbyes often take part in extended stages, usually only terminating when the driver's side window goes up. In fact, saying goodbye can be a journey in and of itself. Safe travels. The more she said it, the more I spun it around in my mind, the more it took on poetry and beauty. 2 words, reminding me never to take for granted the precious gift of surviving point A to point B. No matter the distance, we set out into uncertainty. Safe travels, the stranger said, and off we went, our sails filled with a blessing. Thank you, and thank you for what you're doing. Safe travels. See you later.
At Storm Tracker 18, we're not 3 individuals forecasting separately. Justin leaves me his note and his forecast in the morning, and I'm gonna start with that and adjust it with the new data, and then he's gonna take my forecast the next morning and adjust it with the new data. So we're all working together, and that's gonna give you a higher quality forecast in the end when Matt, Justin, Jess are all working as one team and together instead of as 3 individuals. And that's what you get when you watch Storm Tracker 18.
There you have it, folks. That's our program for tonight. That's a wrap, as they say. Hopefully you've enjoyed yourself. This was a new adventure for us, doing a virtual gala, and hopefully you were able to learn some valuable things about Reach Incorporated and the Reach Foundation. Reach is very focused on giving our members the opportunity for self-determination, giving our members the opportunity for employment, learning about daily living skills, community integration, being valuable and contributing members in our community. And hopefully you had a chance to see that. I want to take a moment to thank all our wonderful sponsors. They play a vital role in putting on events like this. I want to thank the Reach Incorporated staff for their hard work and dedication and for taking some time out of their busy days to sit down and talk to you about what it is exactly that they're doing at Reach and what the programming is all about. We do a lot of great things throughout the year. We have a golf tournament that you can take part in. We have a karaoke competition. We have our gala. Hopefully next year we can be together in a room like this and we can enjoy ourselves together, have a drink, have a nice meal. You can see some of the entertainment in person. So let's keep our fingers crossed for that. There's a number of ways that you can donate to Reach and the Reach Foundation. You can go to the Reach website, www.reach-inc.org, and you can donate anytime throughout the year. It's nearing the end of the year, and many folks do their end of the year giving. So if you're feeling generous, we'd love if you would support us to end out the year. You can take part in our golf tournament, the karaoke competition. Anytime, we would love your support. We'd like to end tonight with Jim Pullman, very talented, and he's going to take us home. And while he's playing, we'll revisit some wonderful memories of Reach throughout the years. Thanks again for tuning in.
Most in the nighttime before you go to sleep, all alone in the darkness as you wait for the sun. What could have been? What could have been done? And now your mind races and your eyes dart. You got it all memorized, you know it by heart. And if you let it all go, the story won't end. The hummingbirds will come to the vines again. She'd say go on boldly and take your love by the hand. Follow the road till it ends. Two kindred souls shine a light for all to see, the beacon of hope for them and for me, both destroyed by loss, feared not to recover, found sanctuary in love and in one another. And now your mind races and your eyes dart. You got it all memorized, you know it by heart. And if you let it all go, the story won't end. Hummingbirds will come to the vines again. She'd say go on boldly, take your love by the hand, and follow the road till it ends. If you let it all go, the story won't end. The hummingbirds will come to the vines again. She'd say go on boldly, take your love by the hand, and follow the road till it ends. Just follow